Still feel it?
Yes, I do, and we have to make sure that we carry that energy tomorrow again to the stadium, to each individual, and I will play with the same again dominance, aggression, efficiency against that top side.
Gabriel Martinelli and Noni Madueke were back on the bench. Are they in contention to start tomorrow? Are they still available, and are we going to expect any new players back from injury in the squad?
Yeah, they are, and we're going to have a meeting now to decide as well on Martin. He was very close for the previous game, so we are hopeful that tomorrow he can be in the squad as well.
Victor Gyökeres and Kai Havertz weren't out at training today. How are they progressing in their rehab?
Really good, both of them. So in the next few days, again, I think they're going to have a repeated scan to see how everything is and where we can push them or not for the weekend or the following game.
This is the second big game in this week, the one you said you prepared for. How are you going to approach this game against Bayern Munich? Will there be squad changes, or you could look to take momentum from that win against Spurs into this match?
With the same intention to win it, we made a really good preparation again, a really show one, but I think very efficient as well. We know the importance of the match. We are in a really strong position. We want to maintain that for sure, and we know that we have a beautiful and very demanding game ahead of us. Sorry?
Fear Harry Kane.
I wouldn't use that word. I admire what he's done and what he continues to do and that level of consistency, especially demanding to score goals at that level with his country, with any team that has been involved, is remarkable. So big credit to him.
Sometimes managers want their players to maybe have a bit of fear, so they're super vigilant and super careful. What do you want the message to your defenders to be? How to stop it, how to deal with it?
That we are prepared. That's it. Be prepared for what is coming and then focus on ourselves.
Isam,
I'm a cut. With the recent injuries you've had and obviously the injury to Gabriel, in some ways do you now look back at the summer and the seasons before where you built this defensive backline in terms of the options you have, and now even with how many injuries you've got that stability at the back, is that a vindication to what you've done in the past year or two in terms of signings?
Yeah, well, what we've done in the last 4 or 5 years, and obviously the turnaround has been big, and we believe it was very necessary to create the spine. We could not do it in one window or 2 windows. We needed time to do it, and we brought players, especially that they can complement each other really well, which is great, and they are performing at the highest level. So yeah, we continue to now, while we have them, keep evolving them.
When you were seen on Sunday before the game, that tifo that went up, that's obviously got a lot of reaction. The last time it happened in April, it obviously didn't go to plan, to put it mildly. This time, very, very positive. Did you have any input in this, and what did you make of it all?
It's about constantly learning, and the thing that I loved is that it came from our people. You know, our supporters decided why they wanted to do it, how they wanted to do it, and I think the club gave a massive support to that. And I think at the end, it created something unique, which is what you want, and it was a great start to the day. I think it was believably delivered.
Ed, Guardian.
Hi Mikel, just on your striker situation, you've got obviously three potentially returning, with Jesus coming back as well, as Gyökeres and Havertz. So when you have them all back, at the moment obviously Mikel Marino's filling in, but when you have them all back, does that give you maybe an extra edge in the season coming up, you know, to have so many options?
Yeah, and hopefully that will be soon. It has not been the case. It's not even been the case that Kai and Victor are together in the squad so far, and we are at the end of November, which is almost half of the season. So yeah, hopefully we're going to be in that position. I hope so.
But in terms of Marino, obviously he had a great game on Sunday as well. He's fully confident he can do it against a team like Bayern as well.
Absolutely. I mean, and he's done it in the past, and he played the biggest part of the season last year at the end in that position. And yeah, we take it for granted, but what he's doing, it's exceptional.
Okay, last couple. Namdi from the Athletic.
Afternoon, Mikel.
Hi.
There are several members of your current team that weren't part of the squad when Bayern knocked you out in 2024. Do you feel that with your current squad, with some of the new faces, that you are better equipped to take them on this time?
We are different, and we are different to that game, and that game as well. We lost some very important players in that knockout stage, and hopefully we are better. We're going to have to show that tomorrow.
And finally, Charlie from Sun.
Mikel, going back to Vinny, I mean, how impressed are you that he really stuck to his principles? Because Burnley must have been really difficult for him, because he's obviously not used to losing as a player from City. So how impressed are you that he really sort of stuck with that, and what sort of job do you think he's done at Bayern?
Well, incredible, because the first season what he did at Burnley was unbelievable. It was a record. So then he stuck. Obviously, you have to understand as well the position they had at the time and the difficulty of that task. But then it's not a coincidence that a team like Bayern Munich comes in for you. It's because they've seen something remarkable and special. And I know Vinny and how he can present and deliver things, and that's what I said. I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah, especially the performance, I think. But I just enjoyed the whole night. Also the preparation up to it, like me personally, but you can feel it with everyone. They were excited to play that game, coming back from international break. So the energy was good already, and I think you could sense that from the crowd in the stadium, but also from the team, like the way we played and the energy we played with and the passion. I think spoke for itself. So still the feeling is great, and we have to take to tomorrow.
Another really impressive performance from yourself. It's been a really good season for you. You've been one of Arsenal's standout players. How well do you think you're playing yourself? Is this the best football of your career?
I don't know about that, but I'm just trying to get better every time, every game, every day. But I think it's also the environment I'm in, the culture we're having here. I think everyone is trying to push each other. We have a big squad, so also we have to push each other, but trying to win something, right? So I think I'm in the right environment to develop myself and become the best version of myself.
And this is another big game, the second one in a week where you have three big sides to face. First v second in the league phase of the Champions League. Does this feel like a big Champions League night by Munich under the lights at the Emirates?
No, it definitely does. Even if it wasn't first or second place, I think Bayern Munich is a big club. They have a great team, great players, great coach. So it's going to be a tough game either way. And I think two teams that want to press, want to play. So I think for the fans it's going to be an exciting game as well.
Damish.
Hi.
I gave you two quotes, okay? We're going to try and guess who said this.
I have to guess who said that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Jurgen Timber is the best fullback in the league at the moment.
Maybe my mom?
You probably find it's quite far removed from that. That was actually Gary Neville. And the other quote is, one player who's gone even beyond the high expectation is Jurgen Timber. He's a special player and a special guy.
That's Abs. Yeah.
What's your reaction when you hear people talk about you in that way, and have you exceeded your own expectation?
Yeah, good question. I think it's always nice to hear. Like compliments are always good to hear, especially if it comes from a teammate like Abs. And what I said, I think it's also the environment I'm in. It's like it makes you want to go harder, play better, also for your teammates. And I think we're having a lot of fun in and out training, and it's not just on the pitch but also off the pitch, and I think that's important. At the same time, playing for a big club, when everything goes well, it just comes with it as well. People start to say nice things about you, but sometimes, like within a season, also even within a good season, sometimes you have some bad moments, and also then people will say stuff, and so it's also, I think, important not to get too much attached to what people say outside. But what I said, it's always nice when people say nice things.
This was a natural progression for him. I think it's normal. I had the same when I think we played against Enzo Maresca recently as well, and obviously because Pep is such a dominant figure, it's normal that he takes these huge plays as the person who probably inspired a lot of people to become a coach. But then for me, the thing is, if you look at the evolution of Mikel's team and what they do and how they do it, you can't forget that he's got a very rich history with other coaches as well, and at other clubs. And what you see in his game is just incredible physicality of the team, attention to detail to every phase. Of course, the set pieces, everybody knows it, but it's a team that has very, very few weaknesses in any phase of play, and that's something that is also Mikel's character and his attention to detail. And yeah, of course, there's no doubt that Pep has played an incredible role in many people's careers and mine as well. Forever grateful. But both teams are quite different as well, and that's what makes this game as well quite special tomorrow.
Nächster Julian Wolf für die Welt, bitte.
Hallo Vincent, in dieser Saison war es ja in Deutschland so in der Bundesliga dominiert und dann wurde gesagt,
in the Bundesliga you've dominated, so you'll see against Chelsea how you you are internationally. Then we said, okay, in Paris, same thing, they won again. How is it today? Is this another one of those tests, or are you favorite tomorrow, or can you see that? So I'm not sure how I see the game, but I know what they will say. So then they will say, well, we'll be in the quarterfinal, and then hopefully we'll be in the quarterfinals, and then they'll say the same about the semi-final and then about the final. So they keep moving the goalpost further up. So that's why it's not that important for me. So we won our first 4 games. That was important. And everyone knew. You saw the names: Chelsea at home, Arsenal away, PSG away, and then a few other teams like PSV and Bruges that are not easy either. So we've done our homework so far. We can hope we can continue with that. But at the moment, I think I said that about 3 weeks ago. So it's probably the hardest task for us to play against this team. But that we are here. That's why we are here. We want that.
Well, this was a fun night, everybody. We've got another good night coming up again tomorrow. Hi, Roy, Bayern Munich.
I don't do predictions.
Oh, it turned into me.
All right.
Are you predicting? Who do you fancy tomorrow?
Versus Bayern.
Both in really good form.
Yeah, I know. Tricky.
I mean, it's safe to say. I mean, it's not.
I think Arsenal win.
Tomorrow you have the two right now, the 2 best team in Europe. The way that they're balanced in terms of how they go forward and defend together. So I mean, it's a fair one to say. I just obviously want Arsenal to win because it will be great to see that, but it's going to be a tough task against Bayern, and I still believe that Arsenal can pull it off. But like I said, it's just the league. It hasn't really, we would never have said again, I'm going to repeat the same thing, that Paris Saint-Germain would have won it last year with the way they were at the beginning. So it can change. Hopefully we can have a good game. And by the way, you have Chelsea also at the weekend for the Arsenal. So yeah.
And coming up here within the CBS family, if you want more Champions League content, you can head over to the Champions Club. Poppy Miller, Troy Deeney over there for that.
Big
yes.
Big Deeney.
Big Deeney.
Yes.
Have you had any ructions with him? No.
We had one.
Oh, really?
What was it about?
But it wasn't. It was more online. It was online.
Oh, it was online.
Twitter.
It's when. Yes, it was. It was. Now knows.
Who started it?
Basically, he was given a bit when we went down with Villa. And he's from Birmingham, and he tried to put his 2 pence in, didn't he? I saw him right, don't you?
Was he one of those people who just hides behind his profile?
Yeah. And when I seen him, he was like, me! Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Have you ever had to back down to anyone?
I would never back down.
No. No one?
No.
No one out there you back to? What about the fellow with the arm? Who's the fellow with the arm in America?
Oh, yes, the arm wrestle.
Gucci on Yearwood.
The Gooch.
Yeah.
The Gooch.
Gucci on
I went all the way to America and lost. Disgraced myself.
Yeah, that's the only time I've seen you back down, the Gooch.
You gave it a good effort, though, Mike. You didn't back down.
Well, I was winning,
You just weren't the better man.
No. I was winning, then we switched hands and I lost.
Is that how it went?
Yes.
But weren't you? I thought you were cheating.
I wasn't cheating. Yeah. I fatigued.
You beat Mo, though.
Oh, it's not hard, is it?
And Charlie?
Charlie didn't get the call up.
Oh, he didn't go.
No, nobody arm wrestled Charlie, did they?
No.
Well, maybe it's something we could still set up. Who knows? Anyway, that's it. If you've gotten bored, we're going to let you go. Sorry about that.
Off air 11. I'm just reading the prompter.
It's 6 o'clock in America, Thierry.
I'm just reading the prompter. What does it say?
Off air 11. Well, we gave you 6 bonus minutes. You're welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you tomorrow. Big game. We're looking forward to it. See you then.
Come on, we need more than that. Kate.
Go ahead. Do it then. You do it better.
It's a massive night. We've got some massive games. PSG against Spurs. Who else we got? We got the Arsenal against Bayern. We've got Liverpool against PSV. We've got Real Madrid.
Who are they playing?
Olympiacos. I've got them all in my head. It's a massive, massive night. Stay tuned. That's how you take us off there.
The Champions League table, that includes 4 in the round of 16 automatic advance spots. As you can see there, Arsenal in 2nd place, Manchester City in 4th, Newcastle in 6th, Liverpool in 8th, followed by Spurs in 10th, and Chelsea in 12th place there. So there is a lot to discuss here, but I guess the basic question that we would be looking at, Jamie, is are we entering now a kind of a Premier League era in the Champions League? Is that something we can say?
I think we can. I don't think we can talk about English teams dominating the Champions League until they win it. Mm-hmm. I think we're in a stage, though, where I think the English teams will find it quite comfortable to get to the latter stages of it. I think that the depth of quality and strength in the Premier League goes a lot deeper than any other league, whereas the other leagues will still have a Real Madrid or Barcelona, maybe PSG, Bayern Munich, who can stop the English teams actually winning it. I think they're on the same level as the English teams, but when you see the English teams, and it takes me back to when myself and Thierry were playing in the late 2000s, where you'd start the Champions League competition and you were pretty much certain that you would be getting to the quarterfinals before you had to really break sweat, or really had to worry about maybe the opposition that you would come up against. So I think we are getting to that stage. And there's something that has been mentioned in, meeting when we've had chats before the show, and I think it's spot on. I don't think we put enough pressure on English teams to win the Champions League in our own country. I think the pressure that's applied to Barcelona and Real Madrid, especially in Spain, it almost feels like a huge failure of the season if they don't win the Champions League, regardless if they win La Liga. Whereas in England, it's a feeling of, OK, but the league's the most important thing. I've always said, and I'll never change my mind on this, the Champions League is a bigger trophy than a domestic league title. And that's not because I won the Champions League and didn't win the Premier League. For me, it's the biggest trophy in club football. And I think we should... Sorry, Mike. I do think we should be a lot tougher on our teams when they go out the competition. Even like Liverpool last season, we just say, OK, it's a cup competition, now you can concentrate on the league. We'll probably say the same about Arsenal this season as well.
No, I just wanted to ask you, you shushed me off then. Is that because of the history of Liverpool and the success in Europe? Why for you? Because as an Englishman, I always wanted to win the Premier League. FA Cup and Premier League, I was done, I was happy with that. Champions League was never a forefront of my mind, but why was it for you?
No, I don't think it was the forefront of my mind when I was playing. As like, it's just got to be about the Champions. What are you two laughing at? Am I stuttering here or something? I mean,
you don't want to know why we're laughing. Trust me. Carry on with what you're doing.
What's going on?
I am listening though. I'm finding it.
Is it rude?
By the way.
No, it wasn't rude.
Let's go.
Okay, right. Let's get back. Let's get back to
go on.
Let the kids carry on over there.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm waiting for my turn.
For you, what? Your turn?
Peter has said I spoke too much at the interview. Shall I just shut up?
No, I enjoyed what you were saying. But why
the Champions League is a bigger trophy than the Premier League. End of story.
Why was it special for you? Because
it's the biggest trophy you can win. End of story. It's not even a debate. Come on. Thierry wants to come in.
Good, Thierry.
No.
What's funny?
No, but
go on, TT.
Can't be shared now. No. Joking aside, I don't think you can say that the English team are dominating the Champions League right now. And I go with what Jamie was saying. You need to win it to say that. At one point, you had, I think it was 2 to 3 years in a row that you had three teams from England in a semi-final.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So that's when you can say you're dominating in a way. But Barca, at one point, I think we went to the final beating English teams on the way. Paris Saint-Germain beat all the English team on the way last year. I just think that, as you said, when you arrive at Barcelona, and the same with you with the history at Liverpool, when you walk into the building, you see the Champions Leagues on the walls, you see people that won it. And if you want to be compared to legends at the club, it has to be by winning the Champions League. That's also something that is different. And in your time, Jamie, also growing up, looking at Liverpool and walking into the team, the champions only used to go and were allowed to play to win that, to say that they're the best. We know that now, the first, the second, the third, the fourth, the sixth. And then England also have more possibility to put teams in the Champions League.
Can I ask you? I always say the team I played against, the team that you played in, was the toughest team I ever played against. Yeah. In our country, we would never criticise that Arsenal team of yours or the Invincibles for not winning the Champions League. If that was in Spain, that team, I think, would always say, yes, but you never won the Champions League. That doesn't happen in England.
It will be what we would have been called on. But again, like you said something, Michael, that's very interesting, and I'm not having a go. Your view when you arrive at City is like, what can I win at City? You're like, okay, maybe, the cup. Then suddenly you're like, oh, we can win the league. When you arrive in the building at Liverpool, you know the history in Europe. You know, we have an history in Europe at Arsenal, not in the Champions League yet in terms of winning. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you did believe sometimes at Anfield that you can like turn a game around like against anyone. And playing that team that you won the Champions League with, this is why I think history makes it bigger than what it is sometimes. Your team that won the Champions League in 2005, and you know it, Jimmy, you said it yourself, that's not the best team you play for. Yes, you had players that could change the course of a game, but I played against that team in the league, and I didn't see that belief sometimes playing against you, but you had it in Europe. So you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so sometimes the place also makes it that if I walk in the street right now, and when I was an Arsenal player, no fans were coming to me and said, you must win the Champions League. When you're at Barcelona and Real Madrid.
That's what I'm saying.
Listen, that's what I'm saying. Yes, you're right. I'm saying, do you get called upon that? And you need to win 1 or 2 or 3, even at Madrid, to be considered as a great.
Why do you think it's like that in England, Micah?
I just think growing up, I don't think, maybe for me, because when I come through at Man City, they wasn't a Champions League team. So you come into the team and the FA Youth Cup, I missed out on that, and then I think the goal for me was to win the FA Cup. We did that. And then you start dreaming, the investment comes into the club. It's the league. That's all we talked about. It was never maybe because the Champions League wasn't realistic at the time, but it was all about the league. And then we missed out, we got to the Champions League, and then we won the league. And it was just, and if I ask any of my friends or ex-players, I always say they'd rather win the league than the Champions League. And that's why when I ask you the question, it intrigues me. It genuinely does. I don't know if that's because of the history of the club or you personally just prefer the...
And the viewers why you think these two are the best 2 teams in Europe right now.
Well, I just think they're purely on their form, not just on the amount of points that they're accumulating. I think if you watch their performances, I said earlier that I felt Bayern are a lot more solid this year, as well as still offering an amazing attacking threat. And then when you look at Arsenal, they just look so difficult to beat. And yes, I think that people are questioning whether they're only relying on set pieces, but I believe that a lot of that's to do with how teams are setting up against Arsenal. I think that they're giving them so much respect because of the capabilities that they do have from an attacking threat, that they're sitting off and making the games very difficult. But when you can rely on set pieces and you've got players in your team that can offer a threat, then why not use it?
Is Kane the best striker in the world?
For me, he's certainly in the conversation with Mbappe and Haaland, but I'd have to say that I think Harry Kane offers a little bit more during the game, because I don't think, like, we're obviously with a Haaland, he kind of stays out of the way and doesn't really get involved in much of the link-up play, and offers so much going in behind. But I think, especially this season, I think Harry Kane looks fitter than he did last year. I think some of his link-up play and his involvement deeper in the pitch just makes him that little bit more valuable, where he becomes a supplier of chances as well as bringing his other teammates into play. And that's where I'd probably say he's getting an edge at the moment, albeit the argument that will be pointed directly towards me for saying Kane would be that it's in the Bundesliga.
OK, well, playing in the Bundesliga is also Michael Olise, and he's really shone. I mean, how surprised have you been with his rise in his career? I mean, from Reading is where he kind of broke through. Crystal Palace, he started to shine, but at Bayern, he's really taken it up a notch. And how happy are you for him as well?
Yeah, well, I mean, he was at Chelsea as a youngster in the academy, and you could see like the super talent that he had, albeit he had a few issues that I think a time away from Chelsea and then going to Reading as a youngster, I think he knuckled down, he put his head down, and I think testament to the lad's character that he took that setback and performed brilliantly at Reading, and rightly got a massive move to Palace. And then I think he's gone from strength to strength. I know we was talking earlier about Esteval and Lamine Yamal as left-footed wide players who can maybe play in the 10 as well, but Michael Olise's right up there, and I think another world-class player that I think since he's been at Bayern and involved in the French national squad, I think he's gone from strength to strength, and I think he's only going to get better.
Yeah, OK, well, and he's going to come up against Eberechi Eze tonight as well. What does that tell you? I know Crystal Palace aren't playing tonight, but what does it tell you about their recruitment, that you've got Eze and Olise, and the spotlight's going to be on them in the Champions League, two clubs that you've just said are the best two teams in Europe right now?
Yeah, well, I think a massive credit has to go to the former technical director at Palace in Dougie Friedman. I think he's done an amazing job in bringing in players, giving players maybe a chance, and taking a little bit of a risk on certain players that maybe clubs would have turned their nose up at. And Crystal Palace rightly benefited from their performances on the pitch, but then these players went on to bigger and better things, as in Bayern Munich and Arsenal, and they're two hugely talented players. And as I said earlier, I think Eze, the ceiling is as high as a Michael Olise's for me. I think he can go on to do anything in that number 10 position, and I think he's got the right manager in Mikel Arteta, who will demand a little bit more from him off the ball, which I think is where he needs to improve as well. I think Thomas Tuchel will be as demanding as a regarding from a defensive aspect as well, but I think he's certainly at the right club at the moment and the right manager, and I think we're seeing the benefits. Obviously Arsenal are seeing the benefits, but we are as a country in England as well, because he's a huge talent.
Yeah, Eze and Olise certainly on form. Well, Sky Sports are partnered with Finalysis, an app where
Still gets enough time. Oh, is it?
Is it before
to be fair, it's not even like impossible. With all the coaches behind the photographer, to the right of the goal. Thanks.